Okay, joined now by Tulane head coach Jay Uhlman. Coach, thanks for joining us. We just get your initial thoughts on the game. We'll go to questions.
Spectacular effort by the entire team, and certainly that was orchestrated by the guy that was on the mound. He was absolutely spectacular from start to finish. The only hiccup for him was the 2 walks he had early on that ended up scoring, but held them at bay and had a really nice rebound from we shortened him up on the week before we got here to try to line up our pitching and those kind of things. And give credit to them in Memphis. They got some runs on him there, and but he was up to the task and wanted redemption tonight. And he was just spectacular. I thought we played excellent defense, given the conditions. Several plays up against the wall. Gavin Scholes, James Agabitis, Simon Baumgart with a ball to his backhand on the ground, spin, get up and throw. So again, championship baseball requires really good pitching and really good defense. So just an all-around spectacular effort from the guys tonight.
Okay, questions for Coach? We'll start with Gary, please.
Jay, this is the first time Tulane has been 2-0 in any conference tournament since 2005. That was the second College World Series team. That tells you how hard it is to get to 2-0 in a tournament. Just how much do you like your positioning right now? Also, with Dylan going a complete game, you've pretty much got everybody available except for him on the staff for the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, that's the mission, right? To get into that position where you're controlling your destiny, and a healthy bullpen, a full rested bullpen, and a day off to boot, to be able to get back and work on some things and, get yourself in a good space. It's, again, like I always say, it's your momentum's only as good as the first pitch of the next game. But our guys, they had intent, they were purposeful, and they came to play good baseball tonight, and that's what they did. So I'm really proud of their effort.
For a lot of the year, 2 strikes and 2 outs, either one of those situations weren't a friend for your team, and tonight did a lot of the damage. How much of a change is that, and how much of a difference does that make?
Yeah, they're huge. When you can exhaust a pitcher and break people's will with 2 strikes and 2 outs and drive in runs in those scenarios, they call them backbreakers for a reason. You got the offense on the ropes, and the next thing you know, it's a run in or 2 runs or 3 runs, and it becomes more and more challenging. So, again, our guys were purposeful and intentful. And when you take that kind of approach to the things that you do from start to finish, most of the time, good things happen. So, the 2-strike hitting, again, another component of championship baseball.
Brennan Lambert had an RBI in every single at bat, and his last 2 at bats, he laid down a squeeze bunt, and then the next one, a pitch pretty far outside the plate and he took it the other way to the wall. Just hit his night. He did it all. He's an old guy. He's a veteran of many games, and when you have those guys in those spots, and you gotta want that moment. He wants that moment, and that really. Multifaceted part about him is that I feel comfortable with him handling the inside game. And if he has a deficiency, it's his running speed. So in a spot where we kind of create our own momentum with a strike 3 pass ball and a safe at first, for me, I wanted to take advantage of that offensively and extend our lead and kind of force them to have to make a play. And fortunately for us, Fowler slipped on the wet turf. We get a run, we move a guy up, and we're safe at first. And he did an excellent job of handling that. So, the pitch on the outer half that he drove to the right center gap, again, when you have a plan and you believe in that plan as a hitter, and you're looking for that area of the plate, typically you can handle from the outer half to the other line of the batter's box. To me, that's opposite field hitting. So it's what he did. It's what he does, and his barrel's in the plane a long time. So not surprising that he was in that spot and wanted that spot. Again, just a clutch performance by him.
Coach, you kind of touched on it briefly, but how critical really are these days off in between playoff games?
Yeah, they're big. You get a rest and regroup and watch everybody else beat each other up and have to go through their bullpens, and you get a day off, and so there's some other benefits to that the guys like, a little bit more per diem and a day off. Maybe they can get in the pool for a second, just little incentives like that are fun incentives. But again, when they get on the bus and they get ready to come here, they're onto the business side of that. But days off are big, really, really big.
I mean, these 2 playoff wins, Coach, is there a noticeable difference, I guess, in the confidence of your bunch right now?
I think it's their intent and their purposefulness. I think they just, it's been a tough season. A lot of things have not gone our way. The schedule was unkind to us. The game was unkind to us. We had lost our way at certain points of the year, and our senior leadership, stepped up and kept these guys going, and kept them moving. And at times it probably feels like things aren't going our way, and maybe perception is like these guys don't care, they quit, which is the furthest from the truth. They do care, and they don't quit, and they have pride. And for them to go out there and put us in a position to be 2-0 into Saturday is really a testament to their grit. And when you start winning some games that things start going your way a little bit, momentum, it is only as good as the first pitch of the next game, but you feel confident, you get in the box and you feel like you're going to get a hit, and it's not, it's not 1 through 9 feeling like they've got to do everything because everybody else is struggling. And it's just right now, it's just a baton pass on all levels, whether it's the mound to the bullpen, the starter to the bullpen, or the, 1 through 9, or on defense. Again, just their mindset and their ability to weather a lot of storms this year and be where they're at right now is really cool. And I'm really happy for them, and want to see them continue to get better every day. And so tomorrow will be another opportunity to get better at practice, and we'll do that.
Anything you can take away from last year's semifinal appearance and kind of apply to this year, or are those just 2 completely different instances?
Well, I mean, we didn't have any margin for error, being in a 1 loss at that point into playing ECU. And, we came out and punched them in the mouth and, got up 4-0 or whatever it was with some homers. And, Dylan came back on short rest, and I thought he pitched admirably. I think we didn't help him defensively, if I remember correctly. And so I got him out of the game, and we played past the ball to the next guy. And, we made it close, but, just in terms of any similarities, I mean, I think it's like anything else. I think you gotta get a good start. You got to pitch, you got to play good defense, and you got to have timely hitting and extend leads, So that's what we did tonight. And that's what our mission will be again on Saturday when we get that opportunity.
Thank you.
Last one from Gary.
Yeah, so is it a rule that it has to be raining at the end of your games in Clearwater? And were you concerned at all that they might stop it at some point?
No, I actually, they kept saying it was just kind of surrounding us, and it wasn't going to be too much of a problem, but we were just going to have to stand in it. So thankfully, I have stood in a lot of rain in 10 years in Eugene, Oregon. So that was, I appreciate it. Well, I didn't appreciate it. I'd rather stand over there and be dry, but it is what it is. And that's another spectacular part about the game, is our ability to, secure baseballs on wet turf and play catch. And I think we had 1 get away from us that could have been a double play that ended up in our dugout, but he went for it, which I appreciate. He didn't hold back. And I'm talking about La Prairie on the line out, or the fly ball to right. He tried to double off the guy at first, but whatever, rain, snow, sleet, hail, hot. I mean, we got to play it, so it is what it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gary.
Coach, thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
the
guys.
time.
All right. Thank you.
We'll bring in the players here in just a moment. All right, we'll start with Dylan Carmouche. Just fire away with questions.
Dylan, your last last 2 games hadn't gone well for you. What you could tell, I think your first 7 pitches tonight were strikes. Did you feel the difference right away tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've been working on is just attacking early, getting my fastball for strikes, and that's really what I tried to do today. And I mean, it worked out. So
How much does this mean? This is the first time in 18 years that Tulane has been 2-0 in a conference tournament and in this position. How big is this for you guys, considering how the season had gone up until this
I
tournament?
mean, it's really big because I feel like a lot of people will try to count us out, and I don't think that's fair to us because we work really hard. We go in it every day, and we try to give it our best, and we still have a shot. So it doesn't matter what the record is. We're 2-0. That's what the record is.
Dylan, this was your best outing of the year, probably by far. What message do you think this performance might send to the rest of your team and really to the rest of the conference about what you guys are trying to accomplish here?
I mean, it tells our teammates that it's possible and we could do it. And we just gotta keep going. We got momentum right now. We just keep going.
How much did you want to finish it out? That helps the rest of the team. You hadn't thrown that many pitches anyway. Did you know, was there any doubt in your mind you could keep going as long as you needed to tonight?
No, I knew I was going to keep going. I mean, it could have been 15 innings. I would have tried to keep going at least. And
Yeah.
I was going to try to stay in and save as much pitching as we can. So
What difference does a day off make in between these playoff games, maybe as opposed to last year when you guys were trying to play catch up?
well, I mean, it helps pitching because we get all of our pitchers get an extra day. Our relief pitchers get an extra day of rest, and our position players get off their feet a little bit, and they can just relax and let their muscles heal.
All right. Anything else for Dylan?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. We'll bring in Brennan Lambert. All right. And go ahead with questions for Brennan, please.
Brennan, 5 RBIs. You had an RBI in every at bat tonight, just in the most important game you guys had played, because it puts you in great position. Just how much does this mean for the team to be in the position that you're in right now?
Yeah, it's good to be 2-0. I mean, that was our biggest game of the year, and I think we were prepared for it. And I think our schedule and how we went about things throughout the year helped us get to that moment and be ready for this moment. And I think all the credit to the guys in that locker room for sticking with it and keep going, because this game is tough and we got to keep chugging and keep going at it, because you never know when it's going to turn your way. And today it turned our way, and I'm happy for that. So, yeah.
And how important was it to have the killer instinct? You guys had the lead. You could have relaxed and you just kept piling on and ended up getting it done early.
Yeah, it's a testament to our bats and our coaching staff for putting us in the best spot to be successful and kind of going off our instinct and going off our preparation that we've had. We've had a good week of preparation, and I think those off days and those practice days have really put us in a good spot to be successful in those big moments. And we all want the bat in those big moments, and I think that's what's great about this team.
And you were going up against the conference pitcher of the year. You guys had some success against him last week, but in general, he's been really effective against you guys. What do you feel like was the difference tonight?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great pitcher. He won that award. He had 100-something strikeouts, so we knew it was going to be a tough day. But we kind of enjoy that. We kind of embrace it, and kind of gives us a tick up. Our intensity was there. Our want and our will was there, and we just got a good plan with JB and stuck to it all day and really had success through that. And we kind of stuck with our instinct and with our good at bats.
To be kind of on the right side of some of these moments now, I mean, is there a noticeable difference in the confidence of being in that dugout right now?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps getting some breaks and getting some balls to fall. But I mean, at the end of the day, you got to show up every day and you got to prepare every day. Like it's just a normal day. And I think that's what's been great about this group of guys. No matter how it's going, no matter what our record was, we showed up every day wanting to get better and having that intensity and will to win.
All right. Anything else?
Thank you, bud.
Thank you all.
All right. Thanks, everyone.